Hey, I wanted to talk about some of the books that you shouldn't read while you're starting your journey into self-improvement. There are a lot of extremely helpful books that can really put you on a path towards living a life that's, good. Things like making a business that can actually support you and not having to be in said business 24/7, having the business be able to run itself. Very important that it can function without you for like most of the time. But that's not what you should be worried about when you first start your self-improvement journey. The number one thing, honestly, is fitness. Fitness is probably the first thing, or mental health, I would say, is probably a little bit more important than that. So there are some incredible books that are honestly like necessary to read, but you shouldn't rush them. You should try your best to wait to read certain books until you are at a point in your life where they are most helpful to you. Like The 4-Hour Workweek by Tim Ferriss. I am just now starting what I would consider to be a business. It's something that eventually I can use the principles of the 4-Hour Workweek to scale back how much I'm needed for the business. But for right now, I need to be entirely hands-on. And it wouldn't have behooved me to have read. That's a fucked up sentence. It wouldn't have made sense for me to read the 4-Hour Workweek until just now, if not a little later than now. Of course, I read it anyway, and I'm glad I did. I just wish I had waited a little bit, because now the things that the book espouses, I have to wait to apply. Not all of them can be applied immediately, and it kind of feels like I wasted my time reading it. Not because it was a bad book by any means, but because I didn't read it when I could have used it. Gross. I fucking slept with the window open one night while it was raining and got a chest infection. So now I've been hawking up snot for the past couple of days. It sucks. It's my own fault. But I really like the sound of rain. Back on topic. Just be aware. Be aware of the books that you read and the effect that they might have on what you're currently doing, rather than whether or not you need the information at all. Because you never know. You could waste your time reading something that applies to all entrepreneurial businesses, only to attempt to move up in the company you're in at your 9-to-5 job and try to take over the company. Now, of course, anytime you're in a position of leadership, it's necessary for you to have some of the principles of the 4-Hour Workweek. Otherwise, your entire day is going to get eaten up by mundane things that really didn't need you. But there are a lot of aspects of the 4-Hour Workweek which just don't apply to a career mindset rather than an entrepreneurial mindset. I would say develop both, because an entrepreneurial mindset can help you significantly when moving up in a company, and it can help you know which skills to develop and know which skills the people you're hiring should have developed, and vice versa. Of course, it always helps to have an entrepreneurial mindset for running a business, even if you come into a leadership position rather than starting the company yourself. All that being said, just kind of, have that caveat in your mind of whether or not it's necessary for you to jump straight into every book that, Hamza or Chris from First Man recommends. Obviously, stick them on your read list and get to them when they are most appropriate, is what I would say. Rather than, every time you want to read something, you pick up a new book. Try to read the ones that are pertaining to your particular situation at the moment. The ones that would benefit you the most to read at the present time. And that's not a new concept in a general sense. Timing has always been just as important as what it is that you do. Because you can create a perfect business idea, but if you create it after somebody else does the same thing, the best you can do is compete rather than kind of hold the market. And that applies to just about everything. But I don't really hear that too often applied to books, and I think it should be, because, like everything, books need to be thought about in a meta sense, as they about whether or not the information pertains to you in your current status, not just, is this a good book? Yes, then read it whenever I want to. That all being said, peace.